Hello and happy Tuesday. Oh, and happy New Year. Oh, this is our first papercrafting class together in the new year. I cannot believe it's 2023. Ah, my name is Wendy Lee, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the US. And you can find me on CreativeLeeYours.com. So I'm right here in my studio with you today, ready for today's papercrafting class. Yay! So we're going to do a little sneak peek out of the new January to April mini catalog that starts this Thursday. I can't believe it. So exciting. So that means there's only 2 more days. So today and tomorrow are your final days to take advantage of the July to December mini. Let's see if I've got that catalog. Yeah, this catalog. 2 more days to take advantage and get the last chance items that are retiring. So sad, so sad, so sad to see this one go. There were so many great things. There's a few items carrying over, but for the most part, most of it's going away. So if you've been on the fence about, go out there, check out, see what's out there, and get those deals before they're gone. Some of them are marked down pretty nicely. And while you're out there shopping, make sure you check the clearance rack because there are some fabulous deals there as well. So our new catalog will start this Thursday. If you don't have a catalog, let me know if you want one, if you want me to send you one. If you've purchased from me in the last 6 months, or if you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber with me or one of my Card Club members, I will send you one for free. If you have not purchased from me or fall into any of those categories and want me to send you one, the charge will be $5 to send that to you, and you'll get a $5 coupon inside. So you can redeem that right away and get your money back. So let's see. New catalog means new promotions. Celebration will start, and we'll talk about that in a moment, or maybe in a little bit. And then this is the final week to get your new catalog shares. So we're going to talk a little bit about Designer Series paper today because our project is all about the Designer Series paper. So let me go ahead and switch the camera over and we'll get started with our crafty fun. Oh, sneak peek by my head. Those are a couple, just a couple, of our Cultivated Creativity projects for this month. Hit. So that is my subscription program, and it features a different product, stamp set or stamp and bundle each month, and the kit gets mailed to you. It's 5 projects. There's a full color tutorial, lots of goodness there. If you've got questions, let me know. I'll answer more questions on that. You can find all of this on my website, CreativeLeeYours.com as well. So we'll get started. Let me go and switch the camera over. Let's start our fun. All right. Make sure I can see your comments. Hey, Susan. Hey, Dawn. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right. So if you guys have questions as we go along, be sure to ask me. I will try to watch the news feed and see if I can answer the questions along the way. But if I don't answer them while we're talking today, definitely leave me a comment with any of your questions and I'll respond back to that. So we are featuring for today's project, we're pulling in the new mini catalog. Again, this catalog will start this Thursday, January 5th. Jam-packed full of fabulousness. I am not allowed to show you the inside just yet, not until the catalog goes live. So I'm teasing you with this awesome purple cover. Purple, yay, love it. So we are featuring a stamp bundle out of this catalog. It's part of the Fancy Flora product suite. So this is the suite that we are featuring in this month's All-Star Tutorial Bundle. So if you're not familiar with the All-Star Tutorial Bundle, that is something I partner with, or I'm one of, I guess, really privileged to be one of a group of 12 globally recognized Stampin' Up! Demonstrators. And we put together a video class bundle every month, right? It's 12 projects, one from each designer, and it features a particular product suite. So you get lots and lots of great ideas. So many good things. It's really a great bundle if you've not experienced that before. So right now we have our subscription, our next 6-month subscription open. So you can purchase the tutorial bundle for $75 US, which saves you $15. Or better yet, get it for free. If you're in the US, you can order products from me every month. When you spend at least $50 before shipping and tax, you get it for free. My Diamonds team demonstrator team also gets them for free every month. So there's a couple ways to get it for free, or you could purchase it if you prefer. And of course, if you're outside of the US, it is global. So anyone can purchase it. It does have imperial and metric measurements in there. Hey, Kay, so glad you joining us today. So I am pulling out the Something Fancy bundle. So I love this sentiment in this stamp set, and the font, so much fun, so much versatility, and these dies. These are going to be a staple set of dies. These are the Something Fancy dies. So Stampin' Up! Has started to change it so that the dies and the stamp sets will have the same name. So much easier to remember. So, hopefully you guys enjoy that as well. As far as a demonstrator's perspective, we're very excited about it. So some really nice labels here. So I have been really missing the Hippos and Friends dies because I was using them a lot, but I think these might be a nice replacement. And there's some really good shapes in here that we'll be able to use. All right, so let's jump in. Oh, I should mention, in this particular product suite, this is what we call a mega suite, and there is a second stamp and die bundle in this suite that's gorgeous as well. I just didn't pull that one in today. All right. And then of course we're featuring the gorgeous Fancy Flora Designer Series paper. So today's project is all about the Designer Series paper. So this is a large stack. It's 12 double-sided designs, 48 sheets in the pack, and they're 6 by 6 in size. So lots of gorgeous, they look like hand painted papers, and some have some floral, some have just some texture spots on them. Super versatile, lots of fun to play with. So that's what we're going to do today. So here is our project that we're going to make. If we can see that, lots of fun detail. We're going to be embossing on our layer of Designer Series paper, which is fun. And then we've got our focal point as our paper with a little sentiment. Super simple, a little bit of a fun fold here. Now, this is a great card. Well, I did not do this. This would be great to use as a gift card holder as well. You could adhere the gift card here, or you could add a pocket on the inside very easily and turn that into a gift card holder. All right, let's go ahead and get started with our crafty fun. Yeah, done. It is a great bundle, and yes, the paper is stunning. I don't know if I can do it justice on video. It's when you guys get your hands on it that makes the difference. So this is why I offer the designer paper and ribbon shares. So you can get a sampling of every paper. Stampin' Up! Does paper better than anyone that I know, and I love it. And you guys can probably already tell I'm a huge designer paper fan. So pattern papers are my thing. And I think, you know, looking at this card, how fast and easy is this? I mean, to me, Designer Series paper is your secret weapon to paper crafting, because it can really do so much for your project with so little effort, right? You don't have to be an artist, but it looks like I am when I put this together. So I love it. I hope you guys will decide to give these shares a try if you've not done so already. Hey, Jean, so glad you're here as well. All right, so I'm starting off with a piece of 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch Calypso coral cardstock, and I'm not folding it. I'm doing this flat, so I'm doing this kind of smaller card on the front instead. And then I've got a piece of Petal Pink that I'm going to pull in, and I've already added the texture to it with the Painted Texture 3D embossing folder. So this one adds fabulous texture. And I love that it's got that painted look to it, which coordinates really, really nicely with this Designer Series paper pack. So what was I going to say? Totally blanked out in the middle of my thoughts. I'll come back to it at some point, maybe. We'll see. Oh, yes. The complete supply list with links so that you can shop in the store will be added after the video. And I do have both imperial and metric measurements for you today. So I will add that in after the video as well. So you'll have to do the see more or show more to expand that description and find all that detail. All right, so we're just adhering this flat with our Stamp and Seal. Now, next, I've got my piece of Soft Sea Foam Cardstock. And let's see, this is 3 1/8 by 9, and I've scored it in half at 4 1/2. You don't have to score it, but because I've cut this along the other grain line of my cardstock, I feel like I get a much better fold if I pre-score it. So I've got this piece right here, and I'm literally going to just adhere this right to the front of that flat card with my Stamp and Seal. And I'm going to put a little extra adhesive on this one, partially because I'm putting it on a texture and partially because this is going to be the functional part of my project. All right, so we've got that down. Actually, let me go ahead and rub that with a bone folder, just making sure that that's nice and adhered in place. Great. All right, next, now we get into all the fun. So I've pulled in one of these painted prints. It's kind of neutral looking. That side's not, that's lots of fun. But I love the texture on it, but I wanted to do a little bit more with it. So I thought, why not add a little embossing background to this to add a little interest? So I'm going to pull in, let's see if I buried it. I have not for once, right? All right, so here's my foam pad, and I'm just grabbing that in. Actually, I don't think I need it. This is red rubber. I'm not going to worry about it. I do need that scrap piece of paper, though. I'm going to pull in this scrap piece of paper. I don't really need my foam pad with the red rubber, so I think I will skip that. And what I want to do is I want to grab my embossing buddy. This is part of the Embossing Additions Toolkit. This carried over from the last catalog, so it's still available. And I'm going to use my Versamark ink pad. And I'm going to take the sentiment that I'm using, grateful for the everyday magic of you. Love that. Just love it. And I am going to stamp this on the background of my paper. Actually, maybe I'll work from the bottom up. Might be easier on video. I don't know. We'll see. This might not work well for video. It might work great on video. Now, I am not going to let this stress me out if I'm straight or not straight on these. A lot of this is going to be covered up. But what I'm looking for is I'm looking to add a little interest to the background of this, right? With this stamped sentiment. So we're going to emboss this with clear powder. And I'm kind of offsetting where I'm at in the sentiment. So you see different words as you go. If you've seen that before, right? I want to look like it's cut out of a larger piece of paper, which is always fun. Get that to stay still for me for a moment. And then up here. Nice. Okay. Got that all ready to go. I do need to clean my stamp because I'm going to switch colors here in a moment. So I'm doing that off camera. Don't know what you guys prefer to clean your stamps with, but I like the Stamp and Scrub and Mist. So you spray one side with the mist and you just, you know, gently scrub off all your ink, and then you can dry it on the other side. It's ready to switch colors, ready to put away, super fast and easy. You don't have anything wet sitting on your table. So it's nice and ready to go. All right, so I'm going to just take this stamped background. I'm going to scoop up some clear embossing powder. So our embossing powders come in small containers, little jars, and they're very convenient. And if you have the Embossing Additions Toolkit, you can easily use the powder tray and get that embossing powder back into that little jar. I'm kind of lazy, so I transfer mine to a little plastic container, and then I don't have to worry about putting it back in the jar. So, you know. All right, so we're going to heat emboss. I'm going to heat up my tool for just a moment. And then this is clear embossing, so it's going to leave a very subtle appearance. I'm just going to get a shiny, a nice shiny sentiment on the back. Oh, you can see where I overstamped a little bit on top of each other. That's okay. Might be a little crooked. That's okay as well. If that makes you crazy, use grid paper underneath and use that as a guide. I like to kind of wing it a little bit. Almost there. I can make sure I'm shiny everywhere. Yeah, can you guys see how cool that is? So it just adds a really nice subtle bit to our layer there. And I love how that looks. So I hope you guys like that. All right, so we're going to adhere this onto the front of our card base. Use a little Stamp and Seal. Yeah, I'm just going to center that over there. I like these skinny layers. You guys know that. I get into my eighth of an inch. Love that. Personally, I love it anyway. So fun, so pretty. All right, next. Brought in my scallop contour dies. We've had these for a while and they are a staple item. So I have cut that with the third largest rectangle in this die set, and this is Petal Pink. And I'm going to adhere that with some dimensionals, I think. Just pull out some dimensional. We'll just pop that right up there. Now, if you don't want the height on your project, don't add the dimensionals. You can adhere this down flat. That is just fine. I prefer the height. I should ask you guys, how's the sound today? I got my earpods to connect. So hopefully the sound is a little bit better. And it doesn't sound like I'm speaking to you from across the room. All right, next, I cut out a little piece of that designer paper. Isn't it so gorgeous? I love that little floral image. So let's go ahead and put this down. I'm going to pop this up as well. Maybe I shouldn't, but I'm going to, right? I don't pop up designer paper by itself very often, but since it's a small piece, we'll go a little excessive here. Since it's a small piece, I think it'll still be fine. Put this down, get these backing papers off, maybe. Okay, and then I'm going to slide this right inside the edge of that stitching. Now, if you wanted more of the stitching to show, you could cut this ever so slightly smaller, like a 16th off each side. Oh, good, the sound is great. Perfect. Thank you guys for letting me know. I appreciate that. All right, we're almost done. Can you believe it? And look how fabulous it is. I love it, love it, love it, love it. All right, next, I want to go ahead and add my sentiment. Oh, and I didn't put it on a block. Well, there we go. I'm going to have to run across the room and get a clear block. Let me do that. Da-da-da. I always forget something. You guys know, right? There's a block. It's buried, but I got it. It's maybe a little bigger than what I need, but I think we can make it work. I actually like my blocks to be really close to the same size as my stamp, if I can at all do that. But, you know, sometimes you just grab what you got. And I'm not too worried if this is straight because I'm going to die cut this shape out anyway. So that is not an important piece. So we'll go ahead and get our embossing buddy. That's going to remove away all our oils and residue so that we get a nice stamped image. And then we're going to stamp this in Versamark, just like we did our background. But this time we're going to change to white embossing powder. I got my white. Scoop up a little bit of that. And let's go ahead and heat this one up. Love it, love it, love it, love it. And then we are going to use this little hexagon shape here. Now, one thing I want to point out to you is that this is not equal sides, right? So like maybe you can see this. So it's like longer and squattier. So I can turn it either direction, but I wanted you to know that this length is longer than these little lengths here. So it's not equal sides. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So I've got my little die cut piece. So I've got about 7 inches of the pale papaya woven ribbon. Now I know that pale papaya is not the color we're using, but I think it coordinates pretty nicely with this petal pink and coral combination. So I'm going to use it, whether it really matches or not 100%. Oh, look at that. I used a scrap that had adhesive sheet on the back. So let's use that to our advantage. I will take that off because that's already got stickum on it. Yay. And then I am just going to like that ribbon right there. Now, if you wanted to cut off the legs a little bit, you could if you wanted it a little shorter, but I kind of like that right there. And do we go flat or do we pop up one more time? I popped it up on the original one. I'm going to pop it up again. Again, if that's too much for you, don't do it. You've got to do what works for you. As long as it's, at least in the US, I don't know about other countries, but in the US, if you're within the 1/4 inch height, you can send it with your regular stamp. If you go over the ounce in weight because of all the layers, which this one wouldn't, this one's okay. If you go over that ounce, though, they make these little additional stamps. Mine have a little rabbit on them. I'm sure they have different ones, but that you can add, and it's not the full cost of another stamp. You do not need to put 2 stamps on unless you go over 2 ounces, which, you know, that's a pretty chunky card if you got that going on. All right, so let's pull in some of our new pastel, iridescent pastel gems. So these are lovely. So these are part of this Fancy Flora suite, and I'm going to use this corally looking color right here because I think it coordinates really nicely with what I've got going on. A couple there. We'll add a little dot up there. You can do it however you want. It's up to you. So pretty. They say these are gold, but they look more petal pink to me. So nice. All right. Those away. Now we're ready to finish up the inside. And so on the inside, you can see I just stamped the sentiment and on a piece of white and added it in. So that's what we're going to do today. We'll bring in our white cardstock and our Calypso coral ink pad that coordinates nicely. I like my sentiment stamped in the darker ink colors. You know, it's funny, when I first started stamping, I don't know if you guys did the same thing, but when I first started stamping, I was like, oh, I'm never going to need all those colors of ink. Yeah, you need all the colors of ink, 100%. But you might not need them all right away. You can work your way up on that. Or at least I feel like you can. Find the colors that you like the best and start with those. And then those other accent colors are just fabulous. But I don't always stamp sentiments in my lighter colors. I like those in the darker colors. I want it to show up really well. But you need those other colors. You know, sometimes. 2-step stamping, it's nice to have just adding multiple images, always a good thing. All right, so simple, but so gorgeous. Love it, love it, love it, love it. So I hope that you guys will give the Fancy Flora suite a look. And, you know, remember, you can earn the exclusive all-star tutorial video class bundle. You can earn that for free with a $50 or more purchase with me. But you can also purchase the tutorial separately, or now through the end of January, you can do the whole bundle, which is all 6 months. So I think if I did my math right earlier today, it was 72 projects that you're going to have in that bundle. So that's awesome, right? For $75, pretty good deal. All right. Thank you all so much. Hope you love this. If you've got questions on anything, again, please let me know. Don't forget, the share registration ends this Saturday. So in the share, you're going to get one of each of the different prints. It's a 6x6 size. I believe there's 83 sheets. I don't have it in front of me, so I hope I'm not quoting this wrong. I believe it's 83 sheets of paper in the regular share. And then there's an additional 12 with the bonus, if you do the gotta have it all option, which gets you both the ribbons and the papers. And then I think in the ribbons, there's 9 ribbons. Oh, I could be totally wrong in that, but I believe there's 9 ribbons. It's about 2 yards of ribbon. And I package them maybe a little differently than some do. I don't like the creases in my ribbon, so I just leave them in a loose, small bag. They are labeled. They're packed individually. I do have a video on my YouTube channel that shows how I package my shares if you're interested in finding out more about that. All right, perfect. Excellent. So if you guys have questions, let me know. I appreciate you joining me. Share this video with your crafty friends if you think they would enjoy it. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, do. And if you want to keep up with everything I've got going on with all my events and whatnot, definitely subscribe to my email list. It's the best way to stay in the know. I do offer some exclusive perks to my email subscribers. For example, each month they get an exclusive project tutorial bundle. Not this one, but another one, and they're fabulous as well. They don't focus on one particular stamp or suite. It's the entire catalog, but it's a really, really good project that we've got going on there. So you've got that one, and it's 12 projects every month as well. And then I also occasionally offer some exclusive classes just for my email list. So that's a good perk as well. So, all right. Thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your week. Happy New Year again. And I will see you next Tuesday for a little more paper crafting fun. And if you're a club member, my Forget Me Not Club member, I will see you tonight for our first project for January. Yay!